And here we are at week 7, really more than halfway through the class. You'll sense, if you look at the week 7 listing, that, gee, are things getting easier? In some ways, perhaps. I definitely front-loaded a lot of material into this class, and there's still a lot more to go. But at this point in the class, we're going to be making a gradual shift to still quite a few exercises, but you're spending ideally more time on your resume project as we move on to stages 4 and 5, and it's going to require a lot more individual work on your part to make it look and feel and act and contain the content that works for you. So this week, there's no new reading, except you probably didn't really read all of chapter 13. I only asked you to start with looking at some later pages in it. In last week's listing, I said to start with pages 348 to 351, and that is fine, but now read the whole chapter. This is color. Those first pages were about external style sheets, which is going to relate to resume 4. Very important, but everything in this chapter is very important. Color is a big and complex topic, so please read about color. There'll be a lengthy color presentation, and then you will move on later in the week. That'll be intro to color, and then later in the week there is a color 1 exercise, which is going to be yet another. Well, this is only the second really exercise, pretty much from the textbook. And like we did with the other exercise earlier from the textbook, this one we're going to use and reuse again. So you have to really get it right, because you're going to be using it again in color 2 and 3, and in the background images and so on. So what else is going on this week? Well, you'll see you only have, or early in the week, you have the resume 3 due date. You probably already finished it last week. That's great. You've now added a whole bunch of text CSS to your file. Hopefully it's all working very well. You made all the additions and corrections. I will get more additions and corrections back to you. And you have instructions this week on resume 4, which I'd say in some ways is a little bit of a smaller stage. So if anything has happened and you've gotten behind the resume, this is the time to catch up. Otherwise, please do your reading. This is part of the class where maybe you've haven't committed as much to the reading as you should have. Now for color, you really need to do your reading. Have a great week, and let me know if you have any questions or problems.